Yo, what's good, y'all, man? So, this is genuinely gonna be my last video ever like this. I'm never gonna make a video like this again, but you know, obviously, you guys know what's all going on. You guys saw me getting arrested. You guys saw Cold Blue's video and everything, and I did a reaction to it, kind of like, "Oh no, this wasn't right. This is how it happened." Da 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 da. But genuinely, during the last few weeks, I've done a lot of just like inward reflection, and I've been talking to my fiance a lot, and I just kind of came to realize, what I was doing wrong, and I also came to realize that truly your boy was spiraling. I was genuinely losing the plot, and I have to say, like, genuinely, I feel like a hypocrite, because just a couple videos ago, I was saying how what Alex was doing was a distraction from the bigger mission, and then I come along doing what I was doing, and if anything, it was an even bigger distraction from the mission. You know what I mean? Now I had to pay 6+ figures for my lawyer fees, and then my fans' lawyer fees and everything, and that money could have been used for the betterment of society, but now it's being used in the legal system. You know what I mean? And it's just completely unnecessary, and it's completely my fault. And while I still don't think I committed a crime, I still do think that, genuinely, I was just being not only just an ass, but annoying. And I come to realize that, genuinely, streaming makes me the worst me. Thinking back on it, every quote unquote controversy, not even quote unquote, every controversy and everything that I've ever got into, anytime I trended on Twitter for something negative, it's always been for some streaming clip. Like the first one that comes to mind is the Pokemon situation. Then the second one that comes to mind is, the Logan Paul thing. And then besides all that, like, bro, I've been in countless beefs, and a majority, I would say probably like 85% of those beefs have come from streaming, And I think what it is genuinely is, I don't think it's a good thing to just look at a chat for hours on end, and you're just like in real time getting opinions of people. And then, I know probably some of my other streamers can attest to this. You see somebody in the chat say boring or L stream or something like that, and then it flips a switch in you where you want to be more entertaining, and you want to, pump up the levels and everything, and you want to entertain. And I think the reason why I gravitated so much to streaming is because I think I'm just like an instant gratification person, and there's no better instant gratification than you streaming. Because when you make a video, you don't get that instant gratification. You can know you made a fire video, kind of like my going to the most racist town in America video. Like, I know that was a fire video, but it took like a month plus to get it edited and perfect. And then when I posted it, it didn't pop off at first. It was actually a 10 out of 10. And then over time, it grew and grew and grew, and it did what I thought it was going to do. But it wasn't instant gratification. Whereas when you stream, you can have streams where right out the gate you have, thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of people watching you then and there. And then people are clipping you like right away and stuff like that. And you get that instant gratification. But I'm realizing that's not good for me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad for everybody, because you got people like Queso and Jinxie and a bunch of other streamers who can stream and not, causing controversies and just keep it entertaining. But, genuinely, I'm not that guy, pal. I'm gonna be real. And so, like, I'm not on here, apologizing or anything, because I don't owe you guys an apology. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't affect any of y'all. But I do want to say that I see where I was wrong 1,000%. And to the people I do owe an apology to, I've given them to them. To the boys who got arrested, they're all 18 plus, by the way. I know a lot of people were saying that they were minors. They're all 18 plus, but still, I put them in that situation, and they didn't have to be. And at the end of the day, I shouldn't have ever been there. With my values as a Christian, I haven't been moving like that, man. And I've been falling back to my old self. And I've seen some of you guys in the comment section like calling it out, like, Jidion, you're going back to your old self. You know what I mean? Like dibbling, dabbling in pranks and stuff like that. And even though Joe wasn't doing a good thing by squatting at his mom's house and stuff like that, at the end of the day, who am I to just troll and stuff? I have so many other better things I should be doing. Like, that time and money I spent getting that stream set up could have been for a bunch of catches. You know what I mean? Getting bad people off the streets. And so what I'm here to just pretty much say is the shenanigans are stopping. The shenanigans are over. And genuinely, like, this was a very humbling experience that I really needed. And I genuinely think if this didn't happen, it just would have continued. You know what I mean? And who knows? It could have been something worse. It could have been something horrible that I could never come back from. You know what I mean? So I'm just blessed that God let it be something like this, you know, that I put myself in a situation like this to where I can actually rebound and do better. And you know what? Genuinely, to the Woodhaven Police Department, I see where you guys are coming from, you know? Like, bro, you're a small town and you got this YouTuber having fans coming all over the place and stuff like that. You know, you guys have never probably had anything like that happen in your town before. And, you know, quiet towns like to stay quiet. And, you know, to Officer Mitchell, you know, I called you out of your name multiple times. You feel me? Like, if I was a cop, I would arrest somebody too if I was getting called out of my name like that. So, genuinely, I feel like there's a lot of blame to go around. And I feel like a lot of the blame has to be pointed right back at me. It has to be directed at me. And it rightfully so, man. You know, bro, I'm getting spammed up with I'm a multi-millionaire. And, you know, genuinely doesn't bother me. Is because I'm never gonna stream again. You know, genuinely, you know, I love streaming, but it's just too much bad comes with it, and I don't know how to control myself. And so the best way to control myself is to distance myself. And so I just can't stream anymore. And I won't stream anymore because I feel like oh man. I always just like go back into the streaming stuff when really I should have left that alone, because you guys remember the video where I said that I was done bothering society, and bro, look what I was doing, just bothering society, being a nuisance, you know what I mean? And I was blessed to find something that wasn't nuisance, you know, actually cleaning up the streets, getting predators off the streets. And instead of just sticking with that and doing that, I got distracted and I got greedy and I wanted to go back into doing, you know, slop content. And, you know, genuinely, I don't think I'm making the slop content, and genuinely, I think if I would have kept on making this slop content, streaming, I quit nuisance stuff, I quit all that, and I genuinely just want to do good for society. I want to make society better, and that's what I'm gonna do. Luckily, you know, I feel like we all go through moments like this in life. Not like mine, but we all go through moments like this in life where we're not our best self. But, you know, not everybody has their best self put on camera to millions of people. And genuinely, I wish everybody could have that experience, because when you have that happen, it's a quiet neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I made it not quiet, I'll be honest. And this isn't any PR damage or anything, because, you know, I'm gonna be real with you guys, genuinely, like, the situation didn't affect anything. You know, if I was clout demoning off of it, I would have just been like, oh yeah, like, kind of like what I was doing before, you know, making jokes about it and stuff like that. But now I'm realizing that I don't want to do this, you know, I want to mature. I was maturing, then I let myself regress, and now I want to keep on maturing, and I want to move on from this. And just because I want to move on from it doesn't mean you guys have to move on for it. I really don't care what you guys do, because like I was saying earlier, I realized I have a fragile ego, bro. I have a fragile ego where, like, I let comments and things people say affect me. And so, if I put my fragile ego and I see all the
I've been yapping now. I nothing else, man. You guys don't need to know about my life. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I don't know anything about your guys' lives. You feel me? And, you know, I'm not in charge of your guys' entertainment. The only thing I'm in charge with is trying to get as many praise as I can as possible. That's it. You know, I'm not here to make you laugh. I'm not here to, like, you know, I'm not here to do any of that. And I realize that now, you know, I'm not the same Jidion. And I was trying to go back to be the old Jidion, trying to go back to being prime Jidion. But, you know, prime Jidion is growing up and realizing that, hey, the stuff that I found amusing as a boy shouldn't be the same stuff I find amusing as a man. And, bro, believe it or not, I'm 25. I know, I look old as hell, but I'm 25 years old. You feel me? I need to grow up. I need to take accountability, and I need to mature. I need to actually be here for the betterment of society and not for the worse. And the best thing I know how to do to better society is getting people trying to hurt kids off the streets. So, yeah, yo, that's it. That's the end of my TED Talk. Sorry about the distractions. And Woodhaven Police Department, after all this legal stuff is all situated, I would love to do something with you guys and work with you guys' department and potentially help better your guys' community. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we cross it. So, yeah, without any further ado, peace, y'all.